Well, hello everybody. Hi, this is a new video and I got something new for you. So listen up. Listen, we're talking about men's crisis and I realized something and see if you resonate with me. So listen up and I'm just curious. Right now I'm starting a call to action right from the beginning. If you agree with this and you think I'm not crazy, subscribe for new content coming your way. But most importantly, add to the message. Give me basically react in the message and either say, Patrick, you're on to something, or Patrick, no, I don't see that way at all. And help me understand if am I on the right track or not? Okay, it would be appreciated. Okay. What I'm here to say today is basically men are in crisis, and I think we all know it. I've been consistent in all my videos in saying that men are struggling, especially the 30 to 45-year-olds out there right now in North America. But I think it's been showing as a trend that's in Europe, it's happening too. In South America, it's happening too. But the realization, I'm gonna tell you a story, okay? And it's a story, it's a real story. You know, in the 60s, when feminism started and it needed to start, I had three daughters, okay? It needed to start because they only had basically they could be a wife, women could be a wife, a teacher, or a nurse. That was basically it in terms of options. And when they basically, when they started, okay, no, we want more, and they started mobilizing together, can we agree that men were an integral part of that happening? Because if it's true that men had most of they were holding the society, in terms economically in society. So women had to have men's help to get to actually move, to advance, to improve their conditions. And I think we all agree with that. It wasn't women doing it all by themselves. Men were helping because men heard their cause and said, it's true. It's true. We want to help. So they together brought change. And so and there's still today, they have a lot of men helping change happen in feminism. And we know it's brought results. Okay. Women they are just, they're flocking in droves to the universities, post-secondary. They're in programs that were never before. They are among the highest in terms of marks in the classes. In the groups, they're just doing extremely well. There are more women now that have bachelors, masters, doctorates than men. Okay, so they're come on, things are happening, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But what I realized, and I'll keep on saying it, I realized this just recently, is that let's look at men. Women are naturally gifted. Women are naturally gifted. Why? Because it's natural for them to collaborate with each other, to talk with each other, to open up with each other. It just happens. For men, for centuries and centuries, we've been told we're a lone wolf. Okay. Uh, don't bury what you feel, suck it up. Okay. Basically, don't share anything with anybody, especially another man. Okay, talk about the weather, talk about sports, talk about hunting, talk about gaming, but nothing important. Okay, like what's going on with me right now? No, you don't. You just zip. We were brought up that way, and no, it was told to us. We heard it. We read it in novels. Men were just stoic. They didn't say much. They didn't, they just sucked it up and did what they had to do, all the hard work in society. So think about it for a minute. If men for centuries, I would say even, yeah, centuries, like hundreds and hundreds of years, have been the same kind of man, do you think Today, especially since the 70s, the 60s and 70s, now the identity of a man has changed drastically, the A to Z. They are no longer a provider. Women are half the time, it's not much more. They are the number one provider in the family. Okay. They are no longer the provider, they're no longer the protector, and they're no longer the man of the house. Women are taking up that, all three. So women have basically discredited all those identities. No, it's changed. Masculinity has changed. The real thing is masculinity needs to change just as women needed. The feminism needs to change too. But does it mean it's happened? Women, of course, it happened because what happened to women? Beauty is very dark in the 60s for a lot of women, and now they have opportunities. So it's just comes together. They're happy. They're really happy and they are jubilant. Oh my God, we have more. Our daughters have more advantages than we did, and we have more than our grandparents did. Oh my God, things are exciting. Well, one thing's happening. The fact that men 30 to 45 years old don't have an identity anymore. Their father had an identity, their grandfather had an identity, but it's been all questioned, threw up in the air. Masculinity is toxic. When the feminists hit, they hit right. And we're not in class. When I say feminist, am I talking about all women? No, I'm talking about a group. Because most women, come on, they're just beautiful people. They have a head on their shoulders. They want to do good in life. And a lot of them, I think it hurts what they're seeing men are going through right now. Okay. But one thing is for sure, we need women. And I didn't realize this until recently because I just got the realization. Now, listen well. Men are so down and confused of what it means to be a man today because their bearings have been of what they've always thought a man was. Now it's different. And on top of it, men are not, they haven't been told, they haven't been conditioned, they haven't been raised to open up, to express their needs, to talk about being confused, to talk about, I have no more identity. What's a man? Do you realize how big that is for a man to open up, to show his weakness? For centuries, it has been looked down on. And then all of a sudden, in the last 10, 15 years, man, come on, just open it up. That is not going to happen. We're not, come on. We have been centuries one way, and then all of a sudden, in the last 15 years, the feet have been right from under us, and we're just supposed to, okay, now we're going to talk about our feelings. And yes, do you realize, women, I don't know who I am anymore. Wake up, smell the coffee. That's not going to happen. And it's not happening. And that's why right now, put the dots together. Four, it's basically suicide. Four times of what that of women has happened. It's increased incredibly. And it's mostly men that are committing suicide, four times more than women. Okay, what else is happening? Men are dropping out of university. We know this. Men are deciding not to get married. We know this. Men are deciding, what do I want kids? I don't have a job. I don't have stability. Why am I going to bring a kid in that? So men are having less children, less families, less couples, less education. So basically, men in a way are just saying, screw it. And women, that's where you come in. Because what I said earlier, in the 60s, when you needed change for your sanity, because you needed to evolve, men came to the front and men helped you. Okay. And together you created something beautiful. Well, today we need you women because if you don't come soon, I think men are going to perish. And I'm really cocky right here because not the men that are 45 years and old and up, like 46, 47, they their identity is more like their fathers. But for the last, I think 45 and younger, it's changed. It's changed. It's not the same game at all. And no one's talking about it. No one's offering help. The government, nobody is offering help economically, spiritually. Nobody is doing anything. And guys will not speak up for themselves because they're having a hard time dealing with the chaos, the crisis. Do you think they're even in a healthy mindset to say, to open up and be vulnerable on top of it? If that habit of being vulnerable is relatively new in our existence. So we need women. And how can women help? They have to start helping us mobilize. Because you've heard the expression, behind every amazing man, you have an extraordinary woman. You've heard that expression before. Women have a power over men and making them understand more so than a man does with a man. Women have a power, and when women want the general good of men, and because every man has a mother, so they should feel just a natural need to help men because we all had mothers. So if we're struggling, a mother somewhere is struggling too because it's their son. So women, you got to help us mobilize because if you don't help, I really think that guys are never going to ask for help themselves. Yes, a few may, but we're talking millions and millions in North America. They will get frustrated, yes, because life is shitty. No money's coming in. They're not in a relationship. They're not, so they're basically with their ego. So it might get rough. It might get dangerous with this man, but he's not going to own up. He's not going to own up to say, I need help. Because men, we have not been conditioned. We have not been taught. We don't cry. No, we don't open up and say our sorrows. That's what we've been told. And yes, we have to change, but let's have compassion for ourselves. When you've been told all your life, and your parents, your own father has not done it, and now you're going to instill it in you to be opening up and saying of your weakness. I think there are some people that can do it, but you are really strong. But I think women, you have to come and you got to help. So I don't want to go any further here, and I want to call to action. Call to action, guys. First of all, the call to action is for you. If this resonates, what I'm saying to you, could you add it in the commentary? Okay. And women, if this resonates with what I've said as well, could you also add it in the commentary? That if you don't get involved in little and big ways, how will this crisis finally turn out? How will it end? Okay. It's because I think, like I said, it's sad. It's sad because it's happening and our boys are having a hard time turning into men. Um, our men are having a hard time turning into lovers or fathers. It's just not happening. Porn is much more interesting than a real relationship. Hello. Why are they thinking that? Because they don't want to take any risks. Their identity was taken from them and no one showed them. They just said overnight, They went, what? I don't even know what to be a man. I can't be like my father. Apparently, that's not accepted. I can't be like my grandmother. That's not accepted either. What is it for me? I don't even know what it is to be a man today. Do I hold a door open for a woman? Or am I a chauvinist? So, women, have compassion, and it would be appreciative if you could start helping. You are now part of the governments a lot, so you could help this cause uh, and get the ball rolling. And I think when women get involved, I think that's when it's going to change. A man sees a woman caring, and he didn't have to open up, but she knew. Wow, wow, there's something going to happen there, and men are going to feel understood. And when you feel understood, you feel loved. And maybe that will be the window of change they've been praying for. When you feel understood and loved, that's when you can start to have a voice that's constructive. Well, maybe we can turn this around. So I'm going to stop there, but I wish you all the best. And I hope this resonates with you. I wish you the best. Subscribe. You get more of this, and we got to get this word out. Okay. I love you. Wish you the best. Bye bye.